Welcome to our channel. Today, we will discuss something that can radically change your life. Imagine you have a magic wand that can make you happier, more successful, and healthier. Sounds incredible, right? But what if I told you that this power is already within you? In this video, we'll reveal the secret of how positive thinking can influence your life. You'll learn how a simple shift in mindset can change everything, from your mood to your financial success. Stay with us, and you'll understand why this video could be a turning point in your life. We live in a world where our mind plays a key role in everything we do. From the decisions we make to the emotions we feel, our thinking shapes the reality in which we live, and, paradoxically, our thoughts can be either our greatest ally or our worst enemy. Numerous studies prove that positive thinking affects our lives more profoundly than we can imagine. But what is positive thinking, really? It's not just rose-colored glasses through which we view the world. It is a conscious choice to see opportunities instead of obstacles, to believe in the best, even when the situation seems hopeless. Think back to the moments when you believed in yourself and your abilities. Were they filled with energy, enthusiasm, and confidence? These moments are the result of positive thinking. It works like a magnet, attracting success and positive changes to you. Imagine two scenarios. In the first, you face a difficulty and start thinking, "I can't handle this, it's too hard." In the second, you tell yourself, "This is a challenge, but I can overcome it." The difference in these thoughts is clear, but the outcome of each is even more astonishing. In the first scenario, your mind focuses on obstacles, and even small problems may seem insurmountable. You feel fear, insecurity, and disappointment. The second scenario, on the contrary, mobilizes all your resources. You begin to look for solutions, not excuses. Your energy is directed towards success, not failure. Positive thinking isn't magic, but its results can seem magical. For example, studies show that people who focus on positivity cope better with illnesses, recover faster from stress, and even live longer. One of the most striking examples is the story of the famous inventor Thomas Edison. When his laboratory burned to the ground, instead of giving up, he said, "Now I have an opportunity to start over." This is positive thinking in action. Edison didn't see a catastrophe, he saw an opportunity. We often hear phrases like "think positive" and "everything will work out." But how does this process really work? Let's delve into it. At the core of positive thinking lies neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt. When we consciously choose positive thoughts, we train our brain to see the world from a new perspective, and this new perspective changes our perception, actions, and ultimately, our results. Imagine the brain as a garden, where your thoughts are the seeds. If you constantly plant negative thoughts, you'll get weeds that take over the entire garden. But if you start planting positive thoughts, your garden will flourish and bear fruit. Positive thinking is not about denying reality, but choosing to focus on its brighter sides. It's the awareness that even in the most challenging situations, something good can be found. We can use positive thinking to achieve our goals. Imagine you have a dream. If you focus on all the reasons why it can't come true, you'll never take the first step. But if you believe it's possible, you'll start looking for ways to make it happen. Research shows that when we visualize our successes, our brain begins to work toward achieving them. This phenomenon is known as the Rosenthal effect or self-fulfilling prophecy. When we believe we can achieve something, we automatically start acting in ways that make it a reality. However, positive thinking requires constant practice. It's not a one-time action, but a habit that needs to be cultivated. Start with simple things. Notice when your thoughts become negative and consciously replace them with positive ones. For example, instead of "I'll never be able to do this," say to yourself, "I can do this if I try." Instead of "I'm always unlucky," try "I create my own luck." These small changes can have a huge impact on your life. One of the key aspects of positive thinking is gratitude. When we focus on what we're grateful for, our brain automatically starts looking for positive moments in life. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude feel happier and more satisfied. Practice gratitude every day. It can be a simple exercise. Before going to bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for today. These don't have to be grand events. Even small joys, like a warm sunny day or a pleasant conversation, can have a powerful impact on your mood. An important part of positive thinking is your environment. We are a reflection of those we interact with. If you surround yourself with negative people, it will inevitably affect your thinking. But if you're around positive, motivated people, they will inspire you to achieve better results. Recall a moment when someone supported you during a difficult time. How did it affect you? You likely felt a surge of strength and confidence. These moments show how important positive relationships are in our lives. Start choosing your environment consciously. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with certain people. If someone constantly criticizes you or spreads negativity, it might be worth limiting your interaction with them. But what if you can't avoid a negative environment? Here, another aspect of positive thinking comes into play: developing emotional resilience. This is the ability to maintain a positive mindset even when the surrounding circumstances are unfavorable. Emotional resilience develops through practice. For example, instead of reacting negatively to criticism, try to see it as an opportunity for growth. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, but it's important to learn how to control your reaction to negativity. Meditation and mindfulness are great tools for developing emotional resilience. When you learn to focus on the present moment and observe your thoughts without getting involved in them, you become less susceptible to negative emotions. Let's take an example from the practice of successful people. Many of them, including leaders like Oprah Winfrey and Tony Robbins, acknowledge that meditation helps them maintain a positive mindset and cope with stress. But positive thinking is not just an individual practice, it's also a way of interacting with the world. When you radiate positivity, you attract positive people and events into your life. Imagine you are a magnet. Your thoughts and emotions are what you attract. If you are full of joy and gratitude, you will attract more of the same emotions. But if you focus on negativity, that's what you'll get in return. This doesn't mean that negative moments will never happen, but positive thinking helps us deal with difficulties faster and come out of them with minimal losses. Recall a moment when you overcame a difficult situation thanks to your belief in yourself. It might have been at work, when you faced a challenging project, or in your personal life, when you had to overcome a crisis. These moments prove that our inner strength and positive thinking are powerful weapons in facing any life challenges. Start your day with a positive mindset. One way to do this is through morning affirmations. These are short but powerful statements that set the tone for the entire day. For example, I am ready for new opportunities. I deserve success. I am full of energy and enthusiasm. Repeat them every morning, and you'll notice how your attitude toward life changes. Morning rituals are an important part of positive thinking. This could be meditation, reading an inspiring book, or simply spending a few minutes in silence and reflection. Anything that fills you with energy and positivity helps you set the stage for a successful day. It's important to remember that positive thinking is not the absence of problems, but the ability to see opportunities for growth in them. Every challenge we face is a chance to become stronger, smarter, and more experienced. In one of his books, psychologist Martin Seligman described an experiment where he found that people who see failures as temporary and surmountable achieve much greater success than those who consider them permanent and inevitable. This once again proves that our inner attitude plays a key role for achieving our goals. When we believe in ourselves and that every failure is just a temporary hurdle, we become invincible. Positive thinking is also closely related to the concept of attraction. When we focus on our desires and imagine that they have already come true, we attract them into our lives. This is not mysticism, but a psychological principle. Our subconscious begins to work toward what we constantly keep in mind. For example, if you constantly think about wanting to be successful, your behavior starts to align with that thought. You begin making decisions that bring you closer to success, and vice versa. Many successful people use visualization as a tool for achieving their goals. They imagine their successes in vivid detail, feeling what it will be like when their dream comes true. This helps them maintain motivation and move forward despite obstacles. If you want to achieve success, start by visualizing your dream daily. Create a vivid picture in your mind where you have already achieved what you desire, and return to it over and over again. But it's important not just to dream, but to act. Positive thinking is a catalyst for action, but actions are what lead to results. Set specific goals for yourself and start working toward achieving them. Remember, every small step in the right direction brings you closer to success. Even if that step seems insignificant, it's important because without it, the next one wouldn't be possible. One way to stay motivated is to remind yourself of your achievements. Keep a journal of accomplishments where you record everything you've managed to do. When you feel discouraged, open it and read through it. This will remind you how far you've already come. We all face moments when it seems like everything is going wrong. During such times, it's especially important not to give up and keep moving forward. Remember that every successful person has faced challenges, but overcoming them made them stronger. An example of this is the story of Michael Jordan, who wasn't selected for his high school basketball team. Instead of giving up, he started training even harder and eventually became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. His story is an example of how positive thinking and perseverance can overcome any obstacle. Believing in yourself is a key element of positive thinking. When you believe in your abilities, you're not afraid to take risks and try new things. This belief helps you overcome fears and doubts that often hold us back from achieving success. Think of a time when you accomplished something that seemed impossible. Maybe it was an exam you passed successfully, or a project you completed despite all the difficulties. These moments show that you are capable of more than you think. Positive thinking helps us see opportunities where others only see problems. It's like finding light in the darkness, even when everything around seems bleak. Another important aspect is the ability to let go of negative thoughts and emotions. Negativity is an anchor that drags us down, but if we learn to release it and replace it with positive thoughts, we can move forward much faster. One way to do this is to practice forgiveness. When we hold a grudge against someone or ourselves, we get stuck in the past and can't move forward. Forgiveness frees us from this burden and allows us to look to the future with optimism. Forgiveness is not weakness, but strength. It means that you choose your happiness and inner peace instead of clinging to negativity. This is an important part of positive thinking that helps us let go of the past and focus on the future. Positive thinking also helps us be more creative. When we are open to new ideas and opportunities, our brain starts to work differently. We begin to see solutions where we once saw only problems. Creativity is not just for artists and musicians. It's necessary in any area of life. It's the ability to find new approaches to all problems and create something new and unique. An example of this is the story of Apple, which revolutionized the tech industry thanks to the creative approach of Steve Jobs and his team. They weren't afraid to think differently, and their positive thinking led to the creation of products that changed the world. If you want to develop your creativity, start by letting go of fears and doubts. Allow yourself to dream and experiment. Remember that all great discoveries started with an idea that seemed crazy. Positive thinking is also connected with accepting yourself and your mistakes. None of us is perfect, and that's okay. It's important to learn from your mistakes and move on without getting stuck on them. When we accept ourselves as we are, with all our flaws and strengths, we become freer and more confident. This allows us to live a fuller life and achieve more. An example of this is the story of Oprah Winfrey, who grew up in difficult circumstances, but managed to turn her weaknesses into strengths and become one of the most influential women in the world. Positive thinking also helps us improve our relationships with others. When we focus on the positive, we find it easier to connect with others, become more tolerant and open. Relationships are an important part of our lives, and much of our happiness depends on them. Positive thinking helps us build strong, healthy connections based on trust and mutual respect. Think of a time when you were able to resolve a conflict thanks to a positive attitude. Perhaps instead of arguing, you tried to understand the other person's point of view, and this helped find a compromise. Positive thinking is not something you can turn on or off at will. It's a way of life that requires constant practice and mindfulness. But the results of this practice speak for themselves. You become happier, more successful, and more confident. In conclusion, positive thinking is a powerful tool that can change your life. It helps you see opportunities instead of obstacles, believe in yourself, and achieve greater success. Start practicing positive thinking today. Remember, everything starts with a thought. If you believe you can change your life, you're already halfway to success. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments. Remember that your support helps us create more inspiring content. See you in the next video.